The whole Chelsea team look good, to be honest, but they just can't win. What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Dominic Rich. If you're new around here, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Road to 30k is in full effect. I'm back with another Premier League video. This time around, I'll be recapping match week 2 of the 2019-20 English Premier League. So guys, man, sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. I don't want to be too long, but I want to take 2.5 minutes to discuss each and every one of these 10 fixtures. All the fixtures are gonna get some love. I may go beyond 2.5 minutes for some of the fixtures though, because we had some good matches again in match week 2. So guys, man, without further ado, let us get into this video and talk about these games. The first match I want to talk about is the Arsenal versus Burnley fixture. Arsenal 2, Burnley 1. Lacazette with a 13th-minute goal set up by Dani Ceballos, and then Ashley Barnes with his 3rd goal of the season, equalizing the 43rd minute for Burnley. Coming back for the second half, Aubameyang put Arsenal ahead in the 64th minute when he was beautifully set up once again by their loanee, Dani Ceballos. And after this game, Arsenal fans are really loving Dani Ceballos. They have been talking him up quite a lot, and that's a good thing though. That's a good thing. I think they should begin negotiations for Dani Ceballos, you know, and sign him maybe in the January transfer window. Like, make this thing permanent, make it permanent, because this guy is good. And I don't think he is appreciated at Real Madrid at all. This was Ceballos' first home game for Arsenal as well, so what a way to greet the fans at the Emirates. David Luiz also made his Arsenal debut, and he was pretty stellar on the day. Sean Dyche, the Burnley manager, was pretty disgruntled at the refereeing decisions because he thought that Ben Mee's handball was pretty harsh. He said that Ben Mee tried everything to get his hand away from the ball, and the referee still gave it handball, and that resulted in the first goal. But Sean Dyche, you know what I have to say to you? You need to do something different and stop with this long ball tactics. It's not gonna work this season. Maybe it worked in the first game, but not this time around. Oh yeah, guys, Burnley did win their first match 3-0 against Southampton. Arsenal are no Southampton. With Aubameyang scoring his 2nd winning goal in as many games, this gave Arsenal 2 wins in 2, and this is the first time they have won the opening 2 matches of any season in the last 10 years. This is some pretty remarkable stuff. There was also no Mesut Ozil in the team, so let's wait and see how long it will take for Ozil to get back on field. Maybe against Liverpool this weekend. But guys, remember, Arsenal's away record was horrible last season. They started it well, clean sheet, a win. Let's see how they do against the Reds. Good luck. So let's move on to the next fixture, Southampton versus Liverpool. Southampton 1, Liverpool 2. As I just mentioned, Southampton are coming off of a 3-0 loss versus Burnley. As for Liverpool, they smashed Norwich on opening day, 4-1. The goal scorers for this game includes no other than Sadio Mane, who scored in first half extra time to give Liverpool the lead. They weren't playing too well, but they somehow scored at the end of first half. It's just testament to the way Liverpool plays. They could have their back against the wall 1 minute, and then a few seconds later, they could bite you. That Sadio Mane goal was set up by the veteran James Milner, who I did say was playing his 705th game. I don't know why I said that. Maybe I was joking, but I did say that. James Milner has not played 705 Premier League games. I think he has like 500 and something games, I think. So yeah, guys, sorry about that. Roberto Firmino put Liverpool 2-0 up in the 71st minute, and he was set up by Sadio Mane, who I think was the man of the match by far. A big howler by Adrian in the 83rd minute allowed Danny Ings to score and give Southampton a sniff back into the game. Danny Ings, I think, was very pleased to score, and he could have done so once again if he didn't scuff that ball by Jan Valery. So Danny Ings, man, I think you will have nightmares of this game for quite a while. You could have picked up a point against Liverpool for Southampton, who badly needs this point right now. They really do. Hassan Huto and Southampton seems like they will be struggling this season. I'm afraid to say that, unless they turn things around pretty soon. The finishing was goddamn awful. In summary, Southampton had a really good first half. They did not take their chances. Liverpool fought. They came back into the game. Southampton at the back end almost picked up a point, and I could say that their keeper Angus Gunn also kept them alive in the match with some brilliant saves. But the highlight of the game definitely has to be Adrian's howlers. Those were horrible. If he continues to make these kind of mistakes, Liverpool will be punished. Well, unless they don't score, because they keep scoring. But guys, I did a full match review for this fixture, so go check it out. For the next match, Brighton versus West Ham. The game ended in a 1-1 draw, and I think that both teams deserve that point, even though West Ham looked pretty bright on the day. For this game, West Ham even made 5 changes. Well, after all, losing 5-0 to Manchester City, you have to make some changes, right? Sebastian Haller, their record signee, he was injured. Felipe Anderson injured as well. Pablo Fornals got his first start for his new club. Coming in for Sebastian Haller, Javier Chicharito Hernandez opened the scoring in the 61st minute when he was beautifully set up by the now fit again Manuel Lanzini. And I was thinking to myself, why is Lanzini even playing for West Ham? And no disrespect to West Ham, but Lanzini is very good, and I think he deserves to be at a better club. Sorry, West Ham fans, if I hurt your feelings right now, but I'm just being honest. And while we're on the West Ham topic, West Ham fans are even asking the questions of should Pellegrini get sacked? Like, Pellegrini is a quality manager. You guys should chill out and enjoy this spell with a very, very good manager, because who knows who you will get next. Seriously, this is a Premier League winning manager. You can't expect to win every game. You lost one against Man City, and you picked up a draw against Brighton, who started the season pretty well. So sit down and relax, West Ham fans. Anyways, let's get back to the match summary. Leandro Trossard, the new £15 million signing from Genk, equalized in the 65th minute when he pounced on a loose ball. What a way to kick off your Premier League career by scoring your first goal on debut. Awesome stuff. This has been a very bright start to the season for Graham Potter and his boys, winning his first home match and picking up 4 points in 2 games. A lot of people have Brighton going down, but it seems like they are out to prove their doubters wrong. As for Pellegrini and West Ham, even though they think they should win the game, I think they should be satisfied with this very, very valuable point on the road after that embarrassing beatdown by Manchester City. VAR also showed its face in this game when a 27th-minute goal scored by Leandro Trossard was deemed to be offside. It was overturned, of course. And I don't care what the West Ham fans think, Brighton played better and they should have won the game. So let's move on to the next fixture. Everton 1, Watford 0. Watford are still scoreless in 2 games so far this season. The only goal in this game came in the 10th minute and was scored by the very diminutive Brazilian forward Bernard. The former Shakhtar Donetsk man was set up brilliantly by the reborn Lucas Digne. Some may say he is a Barcelona reject, but the man is doing big things at Everton. I did say Donetsk kind of weird, didn't I? But anyways, Everton pick up their first win of the season, but for Watford, it's 2 losses in 2. If you guys could recall, Marco Silva was the manager at Watford. He brought in Richarlison, and then when Everton showed some interest in the manager, Watford sacked him. Then he went over to Everton. He brought over Richarlison. You know, it's a long story. We could do some research, matter of fact. But this is not a good start for Javi Gracia and the Hornets. Remember last season in the FA Cup final, they got a beat down by Manchester City, and it's continuing. The beatdown is continuing. 2 losses in 2, still goalless. Javi Gracia, man, you gotta watch yourself. You could get sacked. In this game, the new signee Jima Bim made his first start for the Toffees in the absence of the suspended Morgan Schneiderlin. Danny Welbeck also made his Watford debut coming off the bench. We are still yet to see Watford's record signing Ismail Assar, and Alex Iwobi is yet to make his debut for the Toffees. Mose Ken came on for a very, very good cameo, almost scored and all. It was a very, very good match, but Watford came out on the losing end. This is also Watford's 5th Premier League loss in a row. Not good at all. Javi Gracia, watch yourself. For the 5th fixture, this one is good. Norwich City 3, Newcastle United 1. Wow, what a shock result. And courtesy of a hat-trick by Pukki. Oh man, the second hat-trick of the Premier League season. Remember, Raheem Sterling scored the first against West Ham on the opening day. And then Pukki, the championship's highest goal scorer last season. Finland's Messi. I don't want to put that label on him and blight him, but he has been scoring a lot of goals for Finland as of late. Every time Finland plays, he's on the score sheet almost every time. Not every time, but Pukki, man, you're my hero. Inspirational. This is also 4 goals in 2 games for Pukki. This is ridiculous. Newcastle did pull one back in the 93rd minute when Jonjo Shelvey curled one inside the far post. Consolation. Nothing else. But let's talk a little bit about Pukki's goals, man. He could have scored 4, he could have scored 5, but it was the first goal that takes the spoils. The first one has to go down as one of the goals of the season. It doesn't matter how early in the season it came, that's one of the goals of the season. What a freaking volley, man. Damn, Pukki. Damn! All the Pukki shirts have been sold out in the Norwich City store. Like, you cannot get a Pukki shirt right now. Maybe from China, maybe a knockoff from China or Thailand, one of those places, but not an official one. His hat-trick came in the 32nd, 63rd, and 75th minutes. And 2 of his goals were set up by Cantwell. These 2 seem like they have a really good chemistry. This is not a good start to the season for Newcastle United. That's 2 losses in 2 for Steve Bruce. Not a good start by the Magpies at all. The Toon Army has to be pissed off. They definitely pissed off right now. They're not a happy bunch. But this is a very good morale booster for the Canaries after the embarrassing opening match they lost against Liverpool. And I said in my recap, I said they shouldn't worry about that. They should just pretend that didn't even happen. And I know they will be more prepared next time around against Liverpool. But that was a brilliant hat-trick by Finland's finest, and I could bet you any money that he will score more goals than Benteke and Joelinton combined this season, guys. Do you want to bet? And talking about Joelinton, he is still scoreless in 2 Premier League matches. They paid £45 million for this guy, man, from Hoffenheim. Record signing, 45 million. No goals yet. He did miss a sitter as well. But this is a great way for Daniel Falk and his boys to start the season at home. And a little info for you guys, Josip Drmic is injured again. Remember guys, he had an injury-plagued career while he was at Borussia Mönchengladbach, and Falk took a big risk signing this guy. And he is injured again. So let's see how many games he will play, or let's say how many minutes he will play this season. But anyways, great game for Norwich. Newcastle's woes continues, and I'm gonna predict that Steve Bruce could be the first manager sacked in the Premier League this season. Another thing I'm gonna predict is Pukki to Manchester United next season. Ooh, that Scandinavian link up, man. It's gonna be big. Guys, look out for it. He's only 29 years old. For the next fixture, Aston Villa 1, Bournemouth 2. Bournemouth's goals were scored in the 2nd minute by Joshua King after Aston Villa committed an early foul which resulted in a penalty, of course. Really bad with his start. Aston Villa, man, I don't know what to say. I really don't know what to say about you guys. You guys spend a lot of money and you could be the Fulham of this season. But the Norwegian international did dispatch his penalty very well. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer may have his eyes on him too. That Scandinavian link-up I was talking about, it could happen. It could happen with Josh King too. Bournemouth's second goal came in the 12th minute and it was a screamer, courtesy of the Liverpool loanee Harry Wilson. I honestly think that Harry Wilson is good enough that he could have stayed at Liverpool. But it may not be a bad thing that they loan him out to Bournemouth. He could get way more game time and he will develop even faster. Remember last season at Derby County, he did really good under Frank Lampard, and I think he will have a very stellar Premier League season. His opportunity came in result of a Douglas Luiz mistake, and Harry Wilson, man, this guy is a quality player, and he just did the rest to punish Aston Villa. Douglas Luiz did pull things back for Aston Villa with a wonder goal of his own. He was set up by Jack Grealish, and he hit it from way out, and this is one to remember. I think this is the first Premier League goal for the former Manchester City player, and his first goal definitely for Aston Aston Villa. And guys, in case you're wondering why Douglas Luiz never played for Man City in the Premier League and he is this good, it's only because they couldn't get a work permit for the player. And it's really complicated. I really don't want to get into it. But Aston Villa was able to obtain that permit, so they bought the player. But for Bournemouth, they stay unbeaten in 2 games after their opening match they draw against Sheffield. That game they should have won if they didn't lapse late in the match. Aston Villa lose 2-2, and Jack Grealish became the first Premier League player to lose 20 consecutive matches. Like, that is crazy. But this is a good start for Eddie Howe. But I can't say the same for Dean Smith. How long will he last after spending over £100 million in the transfer window? But it's still early days, let's not speculate. What I got from this game is that Villa never truly recovered from those early goals, and they failed to take their numerous chances throughout the game. For the next match, Sheffield United won, Crystal Palace 0. Crystal Palace along with Watford are the only 2 teams who are yet to score a single goal this season. Sheffield's only goal came in the 47th minute courtesy of John Lundstrom. But what a way for Sheffield to kick off their Premier League campaign at home after being missing from the top flight for 12 years. A draw, a win, not bad at all. That's a big 4 points. I think they need like 36 more and they will be good. I'm keeping an eye on you, Sheffield. I'm keeping an eye on you. In this game, Phil Jagielka also made his second debut for Sheffield. Christian Benteke failed to score once again, and Wilfried Zaha started after coming off the bench in the first game. Remember guys, Zaha wanted to move out of Palace. He failed to get that move, and he now have to tuck his tail between his legs and come out and play his heart out and help Roy Hodgson and his boys stay up. On the topic of Roy Hodgson, who is the Premier League's oldest manager, a lot of people are tipping Palace to go down. Will he prove his doubters wrong once again? On the other hand though, Chris Wilder and the Blades will be only thinking about survival. And to be completely honest, the way Sheffield United are playing, I think Sheffield may just survive. For the next match, Manchester City 2, Tottenham 2, and this game frustrated the hell out of me. VAR overturning a late winner by Gabriel Jesus, and it just frustrated me. It messed up my whole weekend. I made a whole video talking about that, so guys, go check it out. I don't really want to talk about this too much in this video, but I am still going to touch on it a little bit, but I made a whole 14-minute, 21-minute video on it, so go watch it. Raheem Sterling scored his 4th Premier League goal this season in the 20th minute, beautifully set up by Kevin De Bruyne, but then Eric Lamela set up by Tanguy Ndombele, their new boy, equalizing the 23rd minute. I think we switched off right there. We just totally switched off. Aguero put City back ahead in the 35th minute, beautifully set up by Kevin De Bruyne once again. I know I used the word beautifully twice, but it was just beautiful. And in the second half, the super sub Lucas Moura with his first touch of the ball put a header past Edison, and the game ended 2-2. 2-2 draw. We should have won the game. 30 shots at goal, 10 on target, 2 goals. Tottenham Hotspur, 3 shots, 2 on target, 2 goals. Like, horrible. Horrible. I can't blame VAR. I can't blame the handball rule too much. I know I was ranting in my other video, but we have to blame ourselves. We were just terrible finishing. 30 shots. We had to score at least 6 of these guys. We should have embarrassed Tottenham after they knocked us out the Champions League. But what we got? We dropped points. Pep Guardiola and Aguero got into a fight. They made up after the goal was scored, but the goal was overturned, so I don't know if they really made up because they were probably mad at each other again. And it was just a horrible day. It was just a horrible freaking day. But you know who would be happy? The Tottenham fans, Maurizio Pochettino, Lamela, Lucas Moura, Harry Kane, all of them boys over there will be happy. And guys, remember I told you about Kevin Georges and Kudu? He is out on loan once again. I think he went to Turkey, I'm not sure. But he is out on loan once again. I did mention him in the first recap that why is he even at Tottenham? He's going to go out on loan, and he is gone. He is gone. So I predicted that one pretty right. But guys, as I said, check out the full review. I don't want to talk about this anymore. For the next game, Chelsea won, Leicester City won. A 7th-minute goal by Mason Mount stole the ball away from Ndidi, and then Ndidi with a thumping header in the 67th minute to make amends and pick up 1 point for Leicester, who should have won the freaking game. Leicester came out in the second half and they were rampant. They weren't so good in the first half, but second half, man, they were all over Chelsea. They should have won the game. James Maddison, easy chance, man. You should have nailed it. You should have nailed it. And you should have ensured that Frank Lampard's misery continued, because he has not started his managerial career at Chelsea very well at all. A loss on the first match day, a loss in the freaking Super Cup game, and now a draw. So, not good. Not a good start. A loss again would have spelled disaster for Lampard and Chelsea. But all in all, guys, they did not play too bad in any of the games. Surprisingly, they didn't play too bad. I like the look of Mason Mount. Christian Pulisic got his first start. We saw Willian for the first time in the Premier League this season. Pedro looked good once again. Giroud started over Abraham, who looked good when he came off the bench. So, Chelsea, there's a lot of positives going for you, man. So just keep your head up. Lampard, smile a bit more, Lampard. You don't always have to look so freaking angry and all, come on. There's 36 games to go. What are you doing? But even though they only picked up 1 point, Brendan Rodgers should be a happy man here. They should be satisfied with that point, because after Ndidi lost that ball in the first half, they should have lost the game. I think I thought Chelsea were going to win the game, but they fought back really well. Jamie Vardy played well. The new man, Ayoze Perez, was good. Even Dennis Praet, the Belgian, made his first appearance for his new club. Guys, Dennis Praet supposedly was a wonder kid a few seasons ago. I don't know what happened to him, but he has now returned from obscurity. All the best at Leicester City, by the way. And in this game, N'Golo Kante came up against his old club that he won the Premier League with. He even won a Premier League with Chelsea, but he made his name at Leicester City. So it was really nice to see him up against his own club. He had a brilliant game as well. Jorginho looked good. The whole Chelsea team looked good, to be honest. But they just can't win. And for the last game, Wolverhampton Wanderers won, Manchester United won. It was Anthony Martial who put Man United up in the first half, but a wonder goal by Ruben Neves give Wolves the equalizer, a well-deserved equalizer as well. It was a feisty contest. Pogba even stepped up, missed the penalty. There's debate on whether freaking Marcus Rashford should have took the ball and demanded the penalty after he did so in the first match. Pogba stepped up, he missed it, and Man United dropped points. And then he suffered some abuse on Twitter, which is a big talking point, by the way. In this game, I think it was a game of two halves. Man United with the better first half and Wolves with the far better second half. Daniel James also made his first Premier League start for Man United. And this was one of the 6 matches that I saw over the weekend as well. I do watch a lot of these games, guys. I do watch a lot. But guys, that brings it to an end of my match day 2 recap. It took a lot out of me to do this recap. I'm doing it on a Wednesday because I had a lot of things to do, but most importantly, I want to get one out every single week. So I want to have 38 of these videos out by the end of the season. Doesn't matter what happened, I'm going to try to get the video out. Even if it's late, I'm going to try to get it out. So guys, bear with me. So guys, I have my notebook here and I'm going to read out the match week 3 fixtures and let you know my predictions. We have Aston Villa coming up against Everton. I'm going to go for a draw in this game. Aston Villa going to pick up their first points of the season. Everton, I think that's an okay result right there against a team who has their backs against the walls. Norwich against Chelsea. This is a big one, a home match for Norwich. I'm going to go for a draw here for the Canaries against the Blues. Brighton versus Southampton. This one is a very tricky one. Oh man, this one is tricky. I'm going to go for Brighton here. I'm going to go for Brighton to go 7 points. I'm going to go for Brighton. Southampton, man, 3 losses in 3. Not looking good. You may go down. You may go down this season. Man United against Crystal Palace. I'm going to go for the Red Devils to win it here. Doesn't matter if they're my rivals. They should beat Crystal Palace. Wan-Bissaka up against his old team. Watford against West Ham. Watford, man, same thing. I'm going to go for you to lose 3 in 3. West Ham are going to pick up their first win of the season. The fans need that morale booster as well. Sheffield against Leicester City. I think Leicester are going to prove to be too good for Sheffield. I may be wrong. This team is very, very gritty. They could pick up a draw or even a win. I'm not writing off Sheffield at all. Liverpool versus Arsenal, the marquee fixture of the weekend. I'm going to go for Liverpool to defeat Arsenal here. No way Arsenal are going to go 3 in 3. They're not going to do it. It has never happened over the last 10 years, and I don't think they're going to do it. The away record last season was horrible. Against Liverpool, 9-1 in the last 2 games. It ain't happening. Then Bournemouth against Manchester City. This is a tricky fixture. On the road, Bournemouth, a very, very good team, started the season out very, very well. But Man City are going to prove to be way too good for Bournemouth. Like they have proven to be way too good for Tottenham. We should have won that freaking game. Damn VAR, handball rule. But anyways, Man City are to be blamed. I'm just joking with that. Tottenham versus Newcastle. Newcastle are going to lose 3 games in 3 games. That sounded funny, right? 3 games in 3 games. But yeah. Tottenham are going to defeat Newcastle. Tottenham, you know, they're going to start the season off, continue their good form, 4 points already. But Newcastle, man, Steve Bruce, man, you're going to get the sack. Wolves versus Burnley. I do think that Nuno Espirito and his very, very talented Portuguese team is going to pull off a victory against Sean Dyche and his long ball policy. So guys, that brings it to the end of the video. I did give you predictions. A lot of you guys have been asking for predictions. Here are your predictions. I can't do a separate video for predictions, man. I have a busy life, guys. I have a busy life. Pardon me. But guys, if you're new around here, consider hitting the subscribe button, smash the thumbs up button, and in the comment section down below, share your match week 3 predictions with your boy or with everybody. So guys, from your boy Dominic Rich, until next time, peace out, Rich Squad. Woo!